Hello friends, how are you? Hope that all you will be fine. In the previous lecture, we have seen wage determination. We have seen the concept of wage determination. What are the various factors that determine the wage rates in the labor market? And secondly, we have discussed how we derived the supply curve of labor via वेज डिटर्मिनेशन। वेज डिटर्मिनेशन कॉन्सेप्ट को यूज करते हुए हमने वहां पे सप्लाई कर्व ऑफ लेबर डिराइव की थी थ्रू द वेज सेटिंग इक्वेशन। वेज सेटिंग इक्वेशन, व्हाट वाज द वेज सेटिंग इक्वेशन? रियल वेज रेट एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ unemployment rate, and that includes all other factors that determine the wage rates in the labor market. So we have discussed the concept of wage determination, and today we will discuss the price determination, how prices are fixed in the labor market. As we know that the prices are fixed by the firms in the labor market, so they will fix the price of products on the basis of various factors that these factors we call price determination concept in labor market. Price determination means how prices are set in the labor market. प्राइसेस को कैसे सेट किया जाता है लेबर मार्केट में, हम उन फैक्टर्स को देखेंगे, उसी के बिना पर जो है प्राइसेस सेट किए जाते हैं लेबर मार्केट में। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल डिस्कस वन ऑफ द फैक्टर, दैट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन। कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, cost of production is one of the factors that determine the price, what will be the price in the labor market, because as we know जितना जितना cost of production ज़्यादा होगा, इसका मतलब है जो इन्वेस्टर है उसको बनाने में ज़्यादा कॉस्ट लगते हैं। what he will do is that he will increase the price of products. price of products वो ज़्यादा रखेगा, जिसकी वजह से जो है there will be the positive relationship between the price and the cost of production. This is the one of the factor that determines the prices, what will the price in the labor market. Secondly, we will discuss nature of production function. Nature of production function, हमारी प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन क्या है, उसके हिसाब से भी लेबर मार्केट में प्राइसेस सेट किए जाते हैं। As we know, we have many types of production functions. Here we will take one of them. This is the quantity as a function of labor and capital. In the short term, this is short term production function. Quantity as a function of labor and capital. This is a long run production function. So the nature of production function also determines what will the price in the labor market, because in the long run we have many factors variable. All the factors are variable, like we have technological progress, we have stock of capital variable. For the simplicity case, we will take all these factors here. Constant, we will take the short term production function. So nature of production function, that also determines what will be the price in the labor market. Third most important factor that determines the price in the labor market, we will discuss that is the very important concept in economics, that's markup rule. Markup rule or markup principle. What do we mean this markup rule? Markup rule means that prices are always set above the marginal cost. First of all, we will assume here, we will take an assumption that monopoly situation prevails in the market. We have monopoly market. monopoly situation in the market. We have monopoly situation. So because as we know in the perfect competition prices are set according to the marginal cost. There is no markup principle. There is no markup principle in the perfect competition. Why there is no markup principle in the perfect competition? There are many reasons of it. First of all is free entry and exit in perfect competition. Perfect competition में जो है firms can easily enter the market, they can easily exit the market. So that becomes the reason that markup principle or markup rule does not exist in the perfect competition. So जब वो enter हो जाएंगे, अगर हम बोलेंगे एक हमारी इंडस्ट्री में जो है प्रेजेंटली हमारी इंडस्ट्री में जो है there are सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स, हम एज्यूम करते हैं कि हमारी जो इंडस्ट्री है उसमें सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स है. सो न्यू फर्म्स, it will attract new firms. As we know in the perfect competition there is free entry and exit, so it will attract new firms. जब ये attract new firms करेगा, इसकी वजह से क्या होगा, there will be more production. When there will be more production, prices will come down. When prices will come down, it means that the profits will come down. So when profits will come down, it means that profits will come down up to where the price is equivalent to marginal cost. So we can say in the perfect competition prices are set according to the marginal cost. Prices are set up to the point where the price is equivalent to the marginal cost. We can show this concept through graph as well. So we will show it graphically why there is no markup rule in the perfect competition. This is our demand curve, this is our supply curve, SS supply curve, this is demand curve, DD demand curve, this is the equilibrium price, this is the equilibrium quantity. So here there is the equilibrium in the perfect competition. So as we assume that there exists supernormal profits in the industry, so it will attract a new firms. When it will attract new firms, they will produce more and more. When they will produce more and more, our supply curve will shift downwards because they will produce more and more. So in that very case, prices will come down from P1 to P0. So in this case, prices will come down. When prices will come down, quantity demand will increase. So it will decrease the profits of all the firms up to the point where price is equivalent to the marginal cost. So in this case, there is no markup principle or markup rule in the perfect competition. In the monopoly power, as we know, there exists this markup rule or markup principle. Why it is so? Because in the monopoly situation, monopoly market, firm is enjoying super normal profits in the long run में भी जो है मोनोपोली सिचुएशन में हमारी जो फर्म होती है वो सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स रीप करती है. व्हाट आर द रीजंस? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एज वी नो, देयर इज बैरियर्स टू एंट्री एंड एग्जिट because there is single firm in the monopoly power, so there are barriers to entry and exit. Firm acts as an industry, so जो वहाँ पे फॉर्म होती है वही इंडस्ट्री भी होती है. So in that very case we have markup principle. So as we know in the monopoly market, as just I quoted, there are supernormal profits. चाहे आप, this is the average cost there, चाहे आप फॉलिंग पोर्शन ऑफ एवरेज कॉस्ट लॉन्ग रन एवरेज कॉस्ट पे प्रोड्यूस करते हो, चाहे आप ऑप्टिमल लॉन्ग रन एवरेज कॉस्ट पे प्रोड्यूस करते हो, चाहे आप राइजिंग लॉन्ग रन एवरेज कॉस्ट पे प्रोड्यूस करते हो, यहाँ पे भी आपके सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स होते हैं, यहाँ पे भी आपके सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स होते हैं, यहाँ पे भी आपके सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स होते हैं. सो इन द monopoly power, in the monopoly market situation, we have markup principle. What does markup principle mean? So prices are always set above the marginal costs. So prices are always set above the marginal cost. How we will define is through algebraically. Price as a function of, so how we will define this markup rule in case of monopoly market? So through algebraically we can say P is a function of 1 plus mu into W, where P is a price, what will be the price in the market, and mu is the markup principle or markup rule, W, these are the wages. So in the perfect competition this is 0, markup principle is 0. So wages, prices are set according to the wages, because we have only one product factor of production, that's labor, that is equivalent to the marginal cost. So this is also called the marginal probability theory in the microeconomics, that's not concept here. So prices are set according to the marginal cost in the perfect competition. Here prices are set according to the markup principle. This is above the marginal cost by this proportion. This price is not set according to the marginal cost, but there is one more term in this, that's 1 plus mu, that's the markup principle. So we will do a simple algebra of this. We will arrange the terms here. This W we can took it here from to the left side. This becomes P by W is equivalent to 1 plus mu. So we can take the reciprocal of this, that it becomes W by P is equivalent to 1 divided by 1 plus mu. This we call the price setting equation. How prices are set in the labor market, that we call the price setting equation, because this is the how prices are set. There is a negative relationship between this concept and this concept of real wage rates and markup principle, because when the markup principle is very high, it means that the prices are very high, because when we fix मार्कअप प्रिंसिपल अबव मार्जिनल कॉस्ट, सो प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स क्या होगा, वो बहुत ज़्यादा हाई रहेगा मार्केट में. जब प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स ज़्यादा रहेगा, इट मीन्स दैट जो हमारी वेज है दे आर गिवन, जो लेबरर्स को हमने पहले ही फिक्स करी होती है वेज, सो दे आर गिवन वेज रेट्स, नॉमिनल वेज रेट्स आर गिवन, एंड this proportion gets down because prices are rising, this remains as it is, this remains same, wages remain same and prices are rising. This means that the real wages of workers that will get down. So in this case there is a negative relationship between the markup principle and the real wage rates. How? As we know, when the markup principle will be high, price of products will be high. When price of products will be high, wages are set before, wages have been set before, so in that very case real wage rate will be low. When real wage rate will be low, this means that there is a negative relationship between the real wage rate and the markup principle. So we can show it graph through graph also. So we will make a graphical representation of it so that it will be easier to us to understand it easily. Here we will take real wage rates. As we know, there is a negative relationship between the markup principle and the real wage rates. Here we will take from the x side, we will take employment rate. And this x-axis, this is y-axis. So there is a negative relationship between between these two concepts. As we know, markup principle will be high. This means that the general price level, when markup principle will be high, it means that the general price level will be high. And general price level, this whole proportion, because prices have increased, wages are as they were, जो थे वही है wage. So in this case, जो real wages, they will get down. In that case, we have the negative relation between the markup principle and the real wage rates. So we have discussed this concept like this. So this we call as the price setting curve. Price setting curve, or we can say this is the demand for labor curve. Labor demand curve भी इसे हम कहते हैं. How we derive the demand for labor curve from the price determination. As in the previous lecture, we derived the supply curve from the wage determination. In the same way, we derived the demand for labor curve from the price determination. So we have gone through the two concepts. First of all, we discussed the price determination. So from that, we got this equation WP as a function of unemployment rate, and that includes all other factors that determine wage rates in the labor market. And secondly, from the price determination, we derived the equation, that's 1 divided by 1 plus mu. This is the price setting equation, this is the wage setting equation. With the help of these two equations, we can derive the concept of natural rate of unemployment. So what's natural rate of unemployment? As I have mentioned in the previous lectures, that it's the rate of unemployment that's consistent with the equivalent level of output and unemployment. That's consistent with the equivalent level of output and employment. So how we can use these two concepts, two equations, to derive the natural rate of unemployment concepts? Because a natural rate of unemployment concept that I mentioned in the previous lectures, that we can derive this, explain these two concepts from these two definitions. So natural rate of unemployment, we can derive the natural rate of unemployment from these equations. So as we know, these two terms are here same. So it means that when these two are same, it means that these two will be same. In that case, we know this is the f of u and z is equivalent to 1 divided by 1 plus mu. What does this equation tell us? This is the natural rate of unemployment in mathematical terms. Through theoretical perspective, we can try to understand it better. So here we know that this is the unemployment rate. This includes all other factors that determine the wage within the nominal in the labor market. This is the markup principle. So this means that how wages are set in wage setting. Wages कैसे सेट की जाती है लेबर मार्केट में, ये हमें ये इक्वेशन बताती है. ये इक्वेशन हमें बताती है कि प्राइसेस कैसे सेट किए जाते हैं. How prices are set in the labor market. सो ये क्वेश्चन हमें 1/1 में यही कहता है कि प्राइसेस कैसे सेट की जाती है लेबर मार्केट में. सो व्हेन द वेज set it in the labor market are equal to the price set in the labor market, we call it as the natural rate of unemployment. Natural rate of unemployment. Because जितना आपका वेज बिल आता है, जितना आपका कॉस्ट आता है, वेज आर कॉस्ट्स, they are a part of cost, they are not total cost, because we have only taken here the labor. That's why total cost becomes labor. So wages become total cost here. So we have taken only one factor of production, that's labor. So total costs are here wage. So prices are here revenue, because when we sell the products in the market, they will give us some revenue. So total revenue here means prices. So when total revenue is equivalent to total cost, we means that it's the equilibrium. It means equilibrium in the labor market. So when, इसीलिए मैंने पहले कहा था, पहले वीडियो में, जब हमारा लेबर मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम में भी होगा, there exists some level of unemployment that we call the natural rate of unemployment. Even though हमारा जो लेबर मार्केट है that's in equilibrium, still there exists some natural rate of unemployment, that's, as I mentioned, 5 to 6% in the developed countries. So we can explain it through graphical representation. This is our price setting curve. This is our wage setting curve. In other words, we can say this is our demand for labor curve. This is our supply of labor curve. So this is the equilibrium in the labor market. So this we call as the Markov principle. So this is the, here we will take unemployment or employment or unemployment. So this proportion we call, this is the natural rate of unemployment. This is the natural rate of unemployment. Settle at the equivalent level of output and employment, there exists some unemployment rate that we call the natural rate of unemployment. Why we have taken the price setting relation here horizontal for the simplicity purpose. Secondly, because in the price setting, this is the wage, this is the price at which both the parties agreed upon. Both the parties agree upon. This is the price और this is the wage. ये वो wage है यहाँ पे जहाँ पे दोनों पार्टी, चाहे हमारे लेबरर्स हो, चाहे हमारे फर्म्स हो, चाहे लेबर यूनियंस हो, on the other side we have firms, both are agreed upon this wage rate. That's why we have taken this horizontal, and this is the downward sloping. As we know, there is a negative relation between the unemployment rate and the real wage rate. So there is a negative relation between the unemployment rate and this real wage rate. So that's why it's negative slope. This is the equivalent level of output and employment in the labor market. So there exists some unemployment rate that we call the natural rate of unemployment. This natural rate of unemployment, as we know, this is not because of human intervention or something else. This is it is by nature. It is by nature. अगर हम इसके जो इटमोलॉजिकल मीनिंग में जाएंगे, नेचुरल रेट ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट वो रेट होती है दैट्स नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन, but that's by nature prevails in an economy. causes बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं, frictional cause है, structural cause है, as I have discussed in the previous lecture. So thanks guys, hope that you have understood the concept of natural rate of unemployment. In the next lecture we will go through the concept, very important concept in economics, that's the Phillips curve. First of all we will see what is the Phillips curve. In the next lecture we will see what's Phillips curve. Firstly we will go through the theoretical definition of it. Secondly we will go through the mathematical derivation of it. Thirdly we will discuss, in the next lectures we will discuss the versions of Phillips curve, different versions given by different schools of thought. So we will go through the, so for that, before that I suggest to friends to go to our channel Mir Online Classes, subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for further notifications, and do like, share our channel. Thank you.